I like it. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Emotional already. It's a little early. Yeah, thank you all. We know you're all very busy, but the fact that you guys are all here to support us is really important. I want to first mention why we're here. This was actually our first date spot. Julia was working at a law firm in downtown Palo Alto, and we met up for dinner. And I went to go pick her up at her law firm, and according to her, it was really awkward. So I'll let her tell that part.
No, it was really funny because basically I worked at a law firm that was about a 5-minute drive from here, and it has a humongous parking lot. And Paul said that he would come to pick me up to come to this restaurant together. And so when he showed up, I walked outside the office and I could see him like really far away in the parking lot. And he was just leaned up against his BMW. I was like posing like this. And so I remember seeing him from really far away and thinking, oh my gosh, is he posing? And then it was a really long way to walk to the car as well. And so while I was walking, I just felt really awkward because he had seen me, I had seen him. So you know that like awkward thing where you see each other from really far away and you just keep walking towards each other while like maintaining eye contact.
I was like, hey, she's like, oh.
Yeah, so in the middle while I was walking, I didn't know what to do. Like my body was super awkward. So I had my car keys on me and I saw my car like right there next to me on the way to him. And so for some reason I just popped up in the trunk and started like putting things in my bag, like from my bag into the trunk for no reason. And then like realizing what am I doing and just putting it back into the trunk. And then locking it and then walking over to him. It was a little bit awkward but still kind of memorable. So that
You
was
have to clarify why I was standing outside. I wasn't trying to pose. Because she didn't know what car I drove, so I wanted to like stand out to like greet her.
I feel like he didn't have to be like posing like
But yeah, it was good, and we parked right. I wrote down, she didn't leave, but we came here and we were actually sitting in one of these booths, and the lights were like shining on Julia, and I remember it was kind of a little tight and awkward, and I remember I cracked a really lame joke, and up until that point, I was kind of intimidated by Julia, and you know, I cracked a lame joke, and she smiled. And I don't know if it was the lighting or whatever, just like the beautiful smile, but like she just had this big smile, and I immediately like felt comfortable, and I felt like we had like, I don't know, I felt comfortable and really like kind of close to you immediately after that. So that's the story of this restaurant. We haven't been back since. All too expensive right now. But
I think somebody mentioned that he spent $3 signs
Yeah.
on me, like on the first date. So it's like markings of a good, yeah.
But yeah, in a nutshell though, thank you guys all for being here. Like Julia's bridesmaids, like great getting to know you guys. It's really nice to see Julia has really great like sisters supporting her. My groomsmen, man, you guys are my brothers. Like, my goodness.
Yeah, you guys know each other.
You guys are my brothers, and like, I mean, like, including my brother. All of you guys are, yeah, only by blood.
Rich, you're one of us.
But seriously, like going into this weekend, like seeing you guys immediately, and my brother, seeing you guys like immediately put me at a sense of ease. I feel like ready to go. And then Pastor Mark, Mira, like thank you for being here officiating our wedding. Like without you and Radiance, we wouldn't be together.
That's true. We didn't meet at Radiance actually, the church that P. Mark and Mira lead.
Through via Esther, through a get together. And our families, obviously, for being there with us and supporting us.
Yeah,
and
coming from far as well.
Coming from far.
Very supportive.
Yeah. And Daniel too. Thank you for taking the early flight. Yeah. But there's no real agenda tonight. Just have fun, get to know each other. Let's make some memories this weekend.
Yeah, eat a lot. Eat a lot too. Yeah, thank you everyone so much for coming. Really appreciate it. Woo!
It's been good.
I feel like I
3%. 10% 줄게.
Oh, that was a video. This is all video, yeah. Room to become your own person. That's why decide to come back.
Have babysitters.
Maybe it's gonna get some intentionally delayed.
Right, yes. And then like,
Yeah, this is like Logan.
So Paul said there's no agenda, but I love speeches. Not me personally, but I love hearing them about my wonderful new sister and brother. So if you feel so inclined, feel free to hop up on here. I'm gonna start. And like this is definitely gonna get ugly, so please bear with me. Okay.
You got it.
You got this.
Okay, so where do I start? Okay, so I am Paul's sister, Liz. Liz is Paul's sister. And so growing up, I was really scared of Paul. Like, so scared of Paul. Like Richard was my like safety net, and Paul would like beat up on me, quite frankly. Like he would bully me and like hurt me sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if we're gonna like air it all out, right? And despite the fact that I was so scared of him, I think like the reality of it is I just like wanted to be around him. And he didn't like that, obviously. And like all of the bros here, you guys know how much I would like follow you guys around when you guys were like making music videos in Ramport. And I just like wanted to like be around you and learn from you. So I thought I would just like highlight a few of the things that, despite the fact that you scared me, I have learned so much from you and grown so much from just being around you. So one, you taught me preparation. If this like whole ordeal this weekend is not any indication, when I was in college, you told me like, Liz, you have to get an internship where you get a full-time job. So like that was the only thing that I did. And I got an internship, which then led to a full-time job, and like now I'm not homeless. So it's like, really awesome.
Cheers.
The second thing is you really taught me how to care for others, and I think like we all have experienced Paul's generosity and his love for just serving people. When I was studying for the GMAT, Paul like let me his apartment for weeks on end and would prepare meals for me so that I could study, and just like basically took care of everything so that I didn't have to. And then I went to business school and I'm a proper person. And I think now seeing a lot that I've been in New York for the last almost 9 years, and Richard has been in Korea, you've really taught me how to be a good child, like to our parents. And I think the last 9 years have obviously been challenging, just being far away. And you have really been the glue for our family. And I think what has been incredible is, despite the fact that, you know, you're busy with work and going through, you were commuting hours on end for law school and, you know, trying to find a wife. Like you always made time to take care of everything as it related to Oma and Appa, and I don't know, I think like your just incredible follow through and your dedication to creating memories, not only for your friends but for the family is, I'm thankful for that. And I think just like 33 years later, you're still teaching me. And I think your marriage is one really great example of that. I think just how you guys love on each other and just, I feel like my voice is like in a nice little song right now. How you and Julia and how you speak about Julia and how you just, you know, really hold Julia in high regard. I think it's just such a good example for me as, you know, I am in my relationship with my partner, and also what I would and should expect from a partner. So thank you.
Food coming.
Okay. You can bring it out, speed it up. All that and all of that, I want to bring it over to Julia now. Like Julia, it's been a year and you're like in the thick of it, and I know that we're a quirky family, but like we're kind of cool sometimes too. I think like what has been amazing is like Paul, as I mentioned, has been the glue for our family and has like really been the person to like ask, you know, and like coordinate what should we do for Mother's Day, what should we do for this event. And what's been incredible with you and your entry into our family is how much you have been like so supportive and a partner in that. You know, I think like, to be honest, when both of my brothers got married back to back, it was like, do I not have brothers anymore? Like everyone's gonna leave me and like it's just gonna be me by myself or like with my parents or, you know, like well, how does it, you guys are great too, but but how does the dynamic change, right? And I think what's been great is Paul has still been like ever present, and I know that that's because of your support and backing, like, and your push in the background. So I really appreciate that. And Julia, I think like your genuine, just like curiosity and your like openness to wanting to know all of our family members, from like me to our little cousin Iris, who's 20 years old. Like I've never, you know, seen you like shy away from that, and have seen you like the most engaged with like people who are normally just like by themselves and like lonely. So thank you for also like being a part of that, and like continuing the stickiness, if I were to use the glue analogy. Anyways, I didn't do too badly. I didn't cry. So all that to say, thank you. I love you guys so much.
Cheers.
And I'm happy
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll give her a hug. I'll give her to scare her though. Scare her away.
Guys, kept it together. I'm such a pro.
We're carrying
Came out remembering that we were Spanish partners in 7th grade. Despite him bringing my muffin top to my self-consciousness and making me feel super uncomfortable about it all the time. And despite him marrying Julia and me losing my favorite travel partner. I'm so happy for you, man. And I love you so much. And I love you, Julia. So, everyone raise a glass. Cheers.
BHB.
And then really, you know, we started riding bikes together. There's this beaver court. We play all the sports together. Football, baseball. And on occasions, his big brother Richard would come and grace us with his presence.
Oh, you're too kind.
Rich being 2-3 years older than us. Rich, I know it doesn't look like it now, but this guy was a stud.
Think about what you said, Parkson. Do that again.
Rich could play the guitar, could sing. He had a driver's license. He was the man. I still remember when Paul said, "Hey, Rich can give us a ride to school." I said, "All right." And it was like I forget what year, but Fuji's was the. And I remember driving to the senior parking lot with Richard Chu, with Paul Chu, and bumping the Fulalas. I felt like I was on top of the world. I thought it could get any better than that. So about 6 years ago, I went to Taiwan. I moved to Taiwan, and it's been great out there. But I came back to Fremont yesterday, staying at my parents' house, and just kind of walking around. And just even yesterday morning, I saw Rich and his mom just kind of walking down the street, and I was like, wow, like, what are the chances? And then last night, I walked around with my mom and my wife Yvonne here, and we were able to just knock on Paul's door. And Liz and Paul pop out. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And it just felt like the old times, And I think with the Chus, Mr. and Mrs. Chu, I think it just starts with family. Just even seeing Liz grow up to being a beautiful, smart girl, and she looks just like you, by the way. But to you, Julia, I want to say. I hope Yvonne and I, we look forward to kind of growing together as family and as friends. Hopefully, our kids can kind of hang out the way Paul, Rich, Liz, and I have, because it's really awesome. It's a lot of fun. So I just wanted to thank, and also thank Mr. and Mrs. Park, Mr. and Mrs. Chu. Thank you so much for just, putting these amazing people in our lives. And we thank you so much. God bless.
Talks so good. Talks so good. Parkson. Woo! Liz, let's give Parkson a hug. Parkson. Parkson, we give you a hug. We love you, buddy. Parkson.
All right, who's next?
Who's next? Ehol. Because one day my dad will pronounce your name correctly.
I have requests for Mr. Chu.
Oh.
Only for Mr. Chu. Okay. So I have to talk about Paul and his leadership qualities. This is the one thing that I remember when I was a kid, and actually most recently, myself and a few people had a chance to experience this. So back in January, we met Julia and Paul in Bear Valley, kind of south of Lake Tahoe, for a little ski trip, if you could call it that, right? It was the Hartmans and the kids. It was myself and my kids. And we had this guy named Uncle Troy, who was always an ancillary friend of ours that used to visit, right? And Paul and Julia show up at a place where we went tubing. So if you guys know kind of about inner tubes, you go on a really high hill and you slide down and have a great time with the kids, right? So Paul and Julia show up like this beautifully metropolitan couple that are dressed like they don't have any kids. They're perfectly stylish. They come in, I think, your mother's car, not your Tesla, which we'd be digging out right now if you actually showed up in your Tesla still. And you guys came kind of towards the end of our tubing experience, right? So Paul kind of leads Julia to the top of the mountain, right? That was his kind of leadership capability. He says, "Hey, I'm going to show you what tubing is all about." Okay? So there are two tubes up there. Paul puts one down. Yeah, these guys are laughing to the direction there. And says, "Hey, honey, just I'll show you how it's done. I'll show you exactly how you go tubing." Right? Puts the tube there, jumps on it. The tube flies out to the left-hand side. Paul falls backwards on his hands, and everybody is laughing hysterically by Paul's kind of slip-up, right? But I think the whole story behind this is that, Paul, you're going to have slips and falls throughout the course of your life.
Oh.
Your wife, Julia, is going to catch you throughout the course of these events, and you guys will be as compatible as you were, looking great, but falling on your butt in Bear Valley this last winter. So congratulations, love you guys.
Echo talk good too.
The only person that has known Paul and Julia individually before I knew them together. So I thought I should say a few words. 우선 부모님들 애들 너무 잘 키웠어요. Okay. Julia and Paul, I love you both so very much, and I'm very honored to be a part of this very VIP group. I may have been the one who coordinated the happy hour that led to a happy date here that quickly led to this special weekend that we get to celebrate together. Although I don't think anyone is that surprised. I love that I had the opportunity to become friends with you both individually first. Thank you for always being honest, always keeping me laughing, and always being down for adventure. It made being a part of your journey to becoming husband and wife even more special to me. I even have a photo of Julia. One thing I really wanted to point out was how present God has been in your lives individually and the fruit of His goodness. Your characters individually have been so highlighted, and your ability to be amazing friends, sons, and daughters is undeniable. And I think that is because of your desire to know more of His character and model yourselves accordingly. It has been my joy to do life and live life together. Thank you for the memories in Costa Rica, Shy Ronnie, no more, rooftop barbecues, many car ride conversations, birthday celebrations, and many more memories to come. I am and always will be team Paul and Julia too.
Oh. Woo!
Take some rest.
Yeah, you guys are all full.
Kiss her hair again. Huh? Kiss her hair again.
Kiss her hair. No, I'm like kiss her.
Free kiss. Part of the recital, the rehearsal, sorry. Free kiss. I've already had too much wine.
Yeah!
Hug. Hug at least.
Okay.
Practice run. I'm glad we're having a
Jeez. I'm going to bed. Going to bed. I'm old.
Serious.
What is this, the latest picture chat? Is it the,
I don't know. Nigel.
Oh, dude, yeah, I thought we were going to see that.
I think Kevin wants to go grab his backpack?
I keep hearing about it. I need to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. You're the responsible one.
Oh, God.
Listen to you. You're on your way.
It's you. I didn't order a drink.
I did.
Who's next to you?
Big one's coming. But they've been saying that for so long.
See my boy in the truck.
Are they the same age?
I'm not paying for that wedding.
Yeah.
They're both 8?
No, Emma's 6 and Owen's 5.
Oh, 6. Okay.
She's older
2 months apart. You see that?
by a few months.
I didn't see that.
There's a full picture. Have you seen yourself in it?
No, I have not.
Let's see if I can find it.
Dick Chew. Actually,
Yeah, I found it. He's trying to see if he was in
Which is why I didn't eat the pineapple today on the plane with them.
come on in.
Really? What's in the pizza?
gross, dude. It's like everything. Salami, pepperoni, sausage. I'm trying to figure out how to use this thing.
I think it's on.
Everything. You cut it, you take a bite, and then you try to
The timer's on.
Sakuna vision.
I'm gonna lightly try because like if I do
The clock's going.
Houseman's got it. Baby go-go. Baby go-go pizza. Baby a go-go pizza. Too close. Too close. I broke it. I'm gonna break it.
I know.
He's always like Nike.
Two texts that I received from Kevin over the last hour.
He says, in one
Ruby trying to embarrass you. Too much.
There's actually testimonials on the website.
Wow.
I ate that and I had the baby 12 hours later.
Rich, is that your 588? That's you?
I think, no, I'm the 988.
Oh, yeah, 988.
Yeah.
Oh man, I fucked up the one shot you got. Oh, man, you had one chance at that thing and I screwed it up. I'm sorry.
Thanks,
At what point was that?
I'm gonna start. I think 2-3 weeks before we're gonna start doing everything we can to get it out. Yeah.
Wait, Paul's at the Westin?
I'm gonna do every.
No, he's at Sheraton. Oh, he's right here.
Just like a
Paul's at the Sheraton.
They got that fucked up then.
So what happened was just this morning, the hotel said they didn't have enough rooms, so they had to put him in the Sheraton.
So it says Julia's room at the Sheraton is 31.
So that's right.
And Paul's at the Westin is 230.
So the room that you guys are coming to tomorrow is at
That's the Westin. So we all
have to go to that. It's actually. So she put 2:30.
Is it not 2:30?
We report to that room tomorrow.
At what time?
It'd be nice if she put that. She's pretty detailed with some stuff. She leaves a lot of stuff out.
Huh?
Whatever your friends.
I jammed my finger. I kind of fractured my finger. I have surgery. It's all messed up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to grab it.
Fucking thing. You're like, what is this?
Grabbed it.
I got his wedding ring, but then I. Yeah.
I'll take care of my little. Potentially we need to be there too.
He's like, oh, can I survive? Like, hey, you know, like, they're always like,
You all, you're notorious for like being self-preserved.
oh, you don't even live, like, in New York, and it's like, always Irish.
That's the only way you do it, right? That's the only way you do it.
That's a couple more jam fingers. One time jammed it. One time it was real bad.
Are you taking a picture of my crotch?
No, dude.
Yeah.
Those jeans are too tight. The camera can't handle it.
You know, I did this so that Paul can wear the outfit that I had on.
Are those Paul's jeans?
No. So, I had two pairs of jeans, right? One looks exactly like Paul's outfit that he wore
One
today.
is the one that you wore in
So I didn't, because we're literally wearing the same shoes. And so,
What a good brother.
Yeah, it's his day today, so I was like, I don't care if I look bad. I'll just wear the ugly jeans. Have Sakuda say I'm shopping at Forever 21 and taking.
No, dude, those look so tight.
These are super tight. I look so stupid in these jeans, but I don't care.
Straighten it or bend
So it's his jeans.
No, these are mine, but they listen. Long story short, they're mine jeans. They got washed in the dryer, or they get shrunk in the dryer.
Gotcha.
They're from Asia. Asia doesn't have dryers. It's all hang dry. So as soon as I dried them once, they shrunk up. But this is the one that doesn't look like But like, a lot of explaining for jeans. It's like a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You got some explaining to do.
Yeah, clearly.
and you can wait.
That is a lot to explain. A pair of jeans.
That's how I put this
What do you want to do? Shot of tequila, shot of Jameson. Keep going. What do you want to do?
Dude, I gotta figure this out first. What are you doing? I gotta figure out what time you guys gonna be at the room.
12. It says it in my fucking thing. Impulsive, like. You sure? Love it.
You guys watch the live?
I'm not thinking, dude, the email. The email says, look at the email.
The bridesmaids have to be in the room at 5:45. That's
The email says, the hair. The email says,
Yeah, it's like hard. It's like not as emotionally.
It's different, but it's
bridesmaids, wedding day, groomsmen, please plan to be in the event by 10. Right? And also it says, please either arrive whatever. We'll arrive at 12:30 for getting ready for some shots.
Yes!
Ready for some shots.
Wrong kind of shots.
Getting ready for some shots. 12. Yeah. But we'll just say, Frozen movie.
I think that's it.
And then this girl's shitty.
Toy Story 4.
She's supposed to come. No, not. Well, she's supposed to like come with like animal things.
And then it was like, why are we going first? Why are you not telling us to walk?
Yeah.
And then like,
I think she's intimidated.
no,